Post RV Iraq will be on the hook to sell oil to the US at a fixed, low price for the next 30 years, oil credits from our exchanges. This is in part how Iraq is going to pay for the exchange of currency on revaluation. We are watching Iraq open up to the world. We're talking about integration into international markets, international banking, from national to international interconnectivity. This is what's happening with Iraq. US Bank, not USA, US Bank customers may exchange currency at a local branch or online. There is a $10 transaction fee for order of $250 or less. Orders that exceed this amount do not have a transaction fee. Do your work? Look these places up and learn about their services. Iraq exports more than 100 million barrels of oil last October. That was last month. It's obvious we are just waiting on the official HCL announcement. And they have placed a mechanism into the budget law for a rate change. Why would they do that if they did not expect a rate change? There is an amendment specifically for the change in the value of their currency. This is for all of those who says this will never happen. The objectives of banking reforming Iraq will end with a high integration that achieves competitiveness, homogeneity, compliance and governance within the Iraqi banking market and achieves the integration of the national banking market with the global market. They haven't ever done that with an exchange rate of 1,180, 1,166, 1,182, 1,310, 1,450. Never happened? Then why would they just all of a sudden say, now it's okay? Integrating Iraq's national banking market system with the global market system in my view will require a real effective exchange rate. What is it that the Central Bank of Iraq needed in order to bring forth a new exchange rate and the lower notes to the citizens? Security and stability. That was the key. You cannot do anything without security and stability. Article quote, Alak. The monetary situation in Iraq is excellent, and our reserves support the stability of the exchange rate. That's a confession. You have stability. There are some golden articles out of Iraq overnight. Finance Committee reveals the outline of amending the budget law. They are almost done. The Oil Committee meets to discuss the text of the budget amendment regarding Kurdistan oil. The Kurdish region will start exporting about 450,000 barrels of oil per month and extra $1 billion from the Kurdish region for government revenues alone. These are huge numbers and would not be happening if HCL was not at least agreed to. I think they are still hiding that. It's not been officially announced, but there are some solid clues that it could be done. Al-Alaq. The monetary situation in Iraq is excellent and our reserves support the stability of the exchange rate. Quote, Alaq, confirmed, the monetary situation in Iraq is very excellent, noting that the increase in the volume of reserves enables us to support the exchange rate, and achieve monetary stability. We've been waiting to hear some more information out of Alaq, the central bank governor. Here's Alaq. Article: The monetary situation in Iraq is excellent and our reserves support the stability of the exchange rate. That's pretty powerful language from Alaq. They talked about the volume of their reserves and how much they have increased it to well over $110 billion. They've got gold reserves. They have that, so they have the mechanisms in place to be able to have stability. These are not the normal auctions, these are the bond investment auctions which they were given 14 days to get on board with. They would conclude the 26th. The purpose of those bonds was largely to give back EMO to the people, to invest, get their chunky dinars out, get some more of them off the streets and they could invest in their country. What it would mean is they get a nice interest rate when they matured in a very short time, and it also meant they get the big lovely bonus of extra purchasing power when the RV occurred. Member of Parliament Ibtisam al-Hilali confirmed today, Wednesday, that the Kurdish complex is still an obstacle to the approval of the oil and gas law. Al-Hilali said in a statement to Al-Maluma agency that the Kurdish parties are obstructing the process of approving the oil and gas law due to the existence of differences between the region and the central government, noting that the essence of the dispute goes back to a kind of dispute over sovereignty over the oil fields, their production and their revenues, while the central government insists that all the fields be assigned to it so that the oil revenues end up in one account subject to the supervision of the central government. She added, the Kurdistan regional government wants to have the right to contract with foreign companies and for the revenues to go to its own accounts and not be subject to the authorities of Baghdad. She added that there is a real will of the House of Representatives to legislate the law during the current period after it was postponed for 5 sessions and the law was not voted on due to obstruction by the Kurdish parties, stressing that the draft oil and gas law stipulates that the management of the oil fields in the country must be under the supervision of the central government.